Welcome to South Campus, home of White Bear Lake. Juniors and seniors, also home to the basketball teams, the soccer team, the football team, at least for now before the school expands and whatnot. We kind of have bright lights tonight.
Are these new?
No, I think they just never have them on. We've got LEDs shining down on us. I kind of feel like we're in the spotlight tonight. Kind of feels good. I'm Zach Chapman. I'm alongside Josh Dorr and Gabe Bartlett, both of whom will be speaking throughout the broadcast. It's good to be here with both of you guys here in arguably the rivalry between White Bear Lake girls basketball and Stillwater, the Ponies. These two have had a history, especially when it comes down to the section finals. It's going to be a good one. Stillwater coming into this game 14-3. Bears, though, red hot, 7-game win streak now. Last time we were here, they made it 6. Looking to make it 8 now. They're at 13-6. So let's dive into it right before tip-off. Josh, what do you look forward to?
Well, like you said, Stillwater versus White Bear Lake girls basketball has always been a thing since I can remember. Early in warm-ups, definitely some of the players were talking to each other. Don't know if it was friendly or not, but they're definitely looking to get into it early. But Stillwater definitely has size tonight, which has kind of been a thing when they play. So Adebisi's definitely going to need to have a game down in the paint tonight. She's going to be busy.
Gabe, any thoughts?
Well, Zach and Josh, like you guys have said, this is a big-time rivalry, not just in basketball, but in all sports division opponents. And, this rivalry stems to all sports, and if you win at one, you have bragging rights, and they will definitely use that against in the other sports. If, when boys hockey wins against Stillwater, they use it in other sports. If girls basketball wins, they'll use that chant later in the year in playoffs.
Holder and Adebisi will go at it for the tip-off. It'll be won by the Bears. And an interesting lineup. O'Brien down low to Adebisi. Kind of a small-looking lineup as Adebisi throws up a shot early. Gets their own rebound, and then a three way wide for Nevaeh Hughes. And a turnover early for White Bear Lake, as I think they thought they would have had an over and back. I don't know if they would have since there was a shot, maybe since it didn't hit rim. Nonetheless, Stillwater with the ball here in the early going of this one.
Adebisi's definitely going to have a busy night, like I said earlier. Normally, she's the one who has the size and length on her opponent, but definitely not tonight, as we are seeing one of the rarer over 6 footers.
Well, here we go. Eckerly hands it over to Bachmeyer. Now looking down low for Adebisi. Couldn't find her, taken away. And the Ponies quickly go up the court. Holder driving down low on Hughes. Kicks it back out. Good fake shot attempt, then drive down low. Alexis with the drive. And she is fouled. She'll head to the line for 2. Carlin's first free throw goes down.
Zach, a little bit surprising you don't see this often, but she's a lefty. I don't feel like you see that too often in basketball, a left-handed shooter.
Both free throws go down, and Stillwater off to a 5-0 start.
We'll see if White Bear keeps trying to force it down in the paint. Kind of surprised because they definitely do not have the size and length out there.
O'Brien driving down low, gets double teamed. Oh, she double dribbled. Thought she had a dribble. Heavily pressured, and just a young mistake for Abby O'Brien, who is a freshman guard, getting the start tonight.
A two-sport star, Zach. Not to mention she's a top soccer player as well at White Bear. Someone they look to develop.
She's worked on by Amber Scalia.
And there she is. There's your lockdown defender in soccer and basketball getting in work.
Ponies will turn it over. Bears looking to set up, trying to get on the board for the first time tonight. What a pass by Hughes down low. Lauren Eckerly was found all alone. Nevaeh Hughes just darted the ball down to her in an easy layup. Can't get any easier all night, as a foul will be called on Nevaeh Hughes. Holder trying to drive. Hughes not set. Gets called for her first. Substitution here for White Bear Lake. Ava Post checks in. Blessing Adebisi will check out. Inbound goes to Scalia. Down low, back to Holder. Dishes it, finds Carlin, and Carlin. Great layup look there. Good offensive play from the Ponies.
And what a dish from their center.
Yeah, Holder so far. Elizabeth Holder playing really good as Hughes with the drive. She had the look, couldn't finish. And as Bachmeyer tried to get a second chance for the Bears, the ball rolls out away from her and out of play, causing a turnover and a Stillwater possession coming up. Holder, top the point, being guarded by Bachmeyer. Dish down low, finds Amber Scalia. Easy 2 points, and Coach Post displeased with his team right now. Easy buckets coming for Stillwater. Turnovers on the offensive end as Nevaeh Hughes draws a double team, and then a jump ball. And that will be Stillwater ball as possession arrow in favor of the Ponies after White Bear Lake won the opening tip. Scalia plays it over to Knutson, back down to Holder. She converts. Height disadvantage on Hughes, and what a start for the Stillwater Ponies. They're up 11-2 here in the early going, down to 14:51.
What school did you say she was committed to?
And we have an early timeout from Coach Post in White Bear Lake.
And definitely early, we're definitely seeing why Holder, number 22, is already a college commit. She is dishing the ball like a guard, finishing at the rack like a center. It's just, she's all over the place right now.
She is committed to the University of Colorado, and since she is a senior, she'll, I'm sure, attend there next year, and that's a big X factor to have for Stillwater. That's somebody that can take the pressure off the rest of the team, and if she's committed, it's not by accident. It's not just because of her size, like you said, Josh. Ton of skill, ton of she's really good at everything based off what we've seen so far. She's passing well, she finishes at the rim, and then I'm guessing she can play defense based off how Stillwater's done so far.
And it really hurts teams, too, when you have not only a D1 commit like Jack Janicki for the boys basketball team at White Bear Lake, but when you have a whole good team surrounding it, leading to their 14-3 record as a shot would not fall for Eckerly. Ponies quickly pushing the other way, and then
And there she is.
Knutson, kind of a weird pass to Holder, but Holder jump shot goes.
And that was something I was watching in warm-ups. Not something you see every day from a high school athlete, boys or girls, that has that mid-range jump shot.
Abby O'Brien, the struggles continue. Another jump coming here. It'll stay with White Bear Lake. But, man, rough start for Abby O'Brien and the Bears, as we will have 3 new substitutes coming in for White Bear Lake. Addie Post, along with Cammie Bachmeyer, as well as Heidi Barber, all checking in for the Bears. Post swings it around, now finds Bachmeyer. In trouble, quickly gets rid of it. Ball finds Adebisi down low, but before she got rid of it and kicked it out, she walked with it. And that is another turnover for White Bear Lake here in the early going.
And normally we see a lot of Addie Post out there for the Bears, but I think tonight may be one of those nights just because of her size, just because Stillwater has that bigger length and size across the board.
Knutson up top, finds the cutting Scalia, gets fouled on the way up. I believe it'll go against Adebisi. And instead it'll actually go on Cami Bachmeyer. That'll be her first, team's third. And Ponies so far to start from the line, they're 3 for 3 is. Amber Scalia hits her first. And then proceeds to hit her second. 15-2, the start here with 13.5 to go. First half action brought to you by the Ponds Complete Car Care and Accessories scoreboard. Addie Post down low to Adebisi. Bears good ball movement to start. They'll reset as they couldn't get the shot they were looking for. Lauren Eckerly atop the point. Moving the ball, and now the Ponies, they're setting up for a trap, but a great pass from Post to Eckerly. Three-point attempt, no good. But it is going to be off of the Ponies. That's Alexis Carlin, and it'll stay on whatever end, north, south end, west, east, whatever. It'll stay Bears possession.
And I think that's a lucky call for the Bears. I think the ref wasn't watching the game.
Yeah, I think Adebisi might have tipped that a little bit before it was going out, but nonetheless, White Bear will take the gift.
Ponies bench out crying for the ball. As mentioned, it'll stay White Bear Lake ball as Addie Post kicks out to her sister Ava Post, the older of the two. Now Nevaeh Hughes looking for Heidi Barber, I believe, who was cutting down low. Instead, it's another turnover. And White Bear Lake, they need to stop bad as Holder, what a drive down low, drawing the whistle.
Well, Zach, Holder, not only is she a very skilled player, she's also just dominating physically. Every time she drives down low, White Bear Lake tries to make contact, and she just pushes them away, which is causing them to foul.
First free throw, rims around, then drops. No answers for the Bears. As Elizabeth Holder starts 4 for 4 from the free throw line. The Ponies 6 for 6. That's helped their 17-2 lead. Addie Post over to O'Brien. We knew it was going to be a good game for Stillwater. I don't know about you guys, but at least for myself, I'm a little surprised at how fast this start has been for Stillwater and how slow White Bear Lake has been, you know.
Well, like I said, I think it really comes down to the size. I mean, look at Addie Post out there. The girl she's on probably has 6 inches on her.
Yeah, Josh, I think you're right. And in the offensive zone for White Bear, they can't get anything down low. Stillwater is completely dominating the paint right now.
I mean, look at that. That's not even fair.
Third attempt coming for Stillwater, and it's going to be number 42, Alexis Carlin. Couldn't hit her first 2 shots, kicks it back out, and then Holder passes it back down low. She's wide open.
You know, most of the games we cover, Coach Post doesn't really seem to go to that 3-point attempt that often, I feel like. But I think tonight may be one of those days where you don't want to get down in the paint, because that has happened a lot so far, those turnovers.
Elizabeth Holder a little too aggressive trying to get the loose ball. Bumps Ava Post, and that'll be the first foul for Stillwater. First on Holder. That would be definitely a pro for the Bears if they can try to get Holder in foul trouble as the game continues to move along. It'll be hard, but who knows, as O'Brien thought about driving down low, then kind of stops, bounce pass back out. Bears swinging it. O'Brien back out to Post. Addie Post moves from right to left, couldn't get her shot to go down. Left-hand layup, no good. Ponies the other way. From atop the point, being guarded by Bachmeyer. Over to Thompson. Back to Holder. Holder driving down low. Layup goes down. And that one just hurts White Bear Lake. That's not even that easy of a shot.
And Ava just sits there and shakes her head. Or Addie Post. Like, what is she supposed to do there?
No, I mean, that's a huge size disadvantage. Addie Post, one of the smaller bodies for White Bear Lake against the bigger, stronger Elizabeth Holder, as a drive to the basket will draw a whistle. It'll be Addie Post heading to the line. It'll be the first trip to the line for the White Bear Lake Bears.
Well, Zach, so far in the defensive zone, Stillwater, just that size like Josh has been mentioning this whole game, but as well, they switch so well in the defensive zone, and what they do is when there's that switch, they double team, and it's causing White Bear Lake to almost panic a little bit and make some sloppy passes, and then the speed in the defensive zone to get right back on their person and slow them down.
Post not able to hit both shots, and the Bears still with 2 points on the scoreboard as Scalia continues to work on O'Brien. O'Brien had a slight glimpse of hope as she tipped the ball. Instead, the Ponies working around, driving down low. Carlin finally gets another attempt to go down. 23-2. It's a 21-point advantage for the Ponies. Quick pass down low to Eckerly goes for White Bear Lake. And I believe it's going to be White Bear Lake's second timeout coming up here.
Yeah, Zach, it's not often we have to compare other sports, but White Bear Lake needs 3 touchdowns to get back in this game right now. And yeah, they're in an uphill battle, but down 19, they gotta battle back. They gotta find something. And they're only 2 buckets. One of them just kind of came on a little bit of a defensive lapse, but if you can't create opportunities, then this is gonna be a long night for Stillwater.
No, you have to create opportunities indeed. And it's something, you hope you can adjust mid-game for sure at the half, create some kind of game plan. But the offensive scheme, obviously not successful, hence only 4 points on the board. Defensively, it's going to be hard being down this deficit too when you got such a powerful team in Stillwater that is able to produce. I mean, coming into this game, you think the only way to win this game was going to be kind of going into a shootout.
White Bear's going to catch a little bit of a breather here because Holder's checking out for a little bit. I was going to say, I don't see Stillwater playing her that much coming here in the second half, to be honest.
Scalia, 3-point attempt. Left it short. Rebound goes to Hughes, and she will draw a whistle.
Zach, I think that might have been the first defensive rebound that I've seen White Bear win the first time. I don't think that's happened very much this game.
And I think it helps that Holder's not in the game right now, too.
Well, Gabe, where was your uncle?
Well, I can see my uncle, Coach Ryan Bartlett, head football coach and assistant girls basketball coach, checking in now as he maybe can bring a spark to this team. I'm not sure if a coach can do that, but maybe.
Great steal. Abby O'Brien up to Hughes, who was backtracking the play. It pays off. And a quick basket for White Bear Lake as, yes, Coach Ryan Bartlett shows up almost halfway through the first half, which is kind of odd, but he's here.
Oh.
As a wide open shot won't go down for Thompson. Rebound out to the Bears. Abby Thompson swings it over. Eckerly will try her luck. That won't go. And then as Nevaeh Hughes went up for the putback, we have a jump ball and the possession arrow in favor of guess who?
Well, Zach, one thing about basketball that I've learned after starting to watch it more and more is no matter how much a team is down by, if they go on a big run, like we saw Stillwater do at the start of this game, they can get right back into it. White Bear can get right back into this.
And like I said last game, basketball is just a game of runs. It just depends on whose runs are bigger. So White Bears just need to have a really big run here. And it all starts with their defense, which they definitely take pride in.
Yes, and a big foul. That's going to be the second offensive foul on Amber Scalia, which that is not what you need from your point guard, as she drew an elbow being worked on by Abby O'Brien, who will now heave up a three of her own, banks it home. Oh yes, Abby O'Brien with the three. And out of all the Bears players, she has probably had the most exciting first half, as a shot won't fall for Buck Halton.
What on the downside of that last foul and that good defense from Abby? Guess who checked back in for Stillwater?
Holder is back in and is on the ground momentarily as Addie Post
Almost scored on top of her.
good look. I mean, it's the right idea. You had to throw that ball up off the glass. Just didn't get it to go. Scalia driving down low. Bears collapse. They kick it out to Thompson. This time her three goes down. And there is the answer to O'Brien's triple. Addie Post along the wing to Eckerly. Her three goes down. And maybe the Bears can start hitting from downtown to try to climb back into this game. 26-12, 14-point lead.
And like I said earlier in this game, that size mismatch doesn't have as much of a effect on your players when you're taking those threes or those long mid-range. So I think it's smart that they kind of switch to that game plan.
Scalia drawing the pass, and she walks with it as she was heading to the rim for a layup. And White Bear Lake, if they can score here, they can slowly but surely gain momentum and close this gap. 14 points. It could be a lot worse for the Bears as Addie Post drives down low, swatted away. Holder chuckles about it.
As football was my main sport, I said it during that timeout, they were down almost 3 touchdowns, down by 19, now down by only 2. Only 2 touchdowns now.
I find it so odd you fit football in here when it absolutely makes zero difference. But you know what, Gabe? I'm not complaining. I just find it very interesting.
So,
hopefully you do too.
So one thing, going back to basketball, one thing since we've hit those couple threes for White Bears, definitely opened those cutting lanes for some of those Bear players that have led to some of those easy 2 points at the basket.
Holder's shot attempt wouldn't go down. Thompson got the rebound. Her shot short. And Hughes will finally collect the ball, avoiding a third chance at the trip for Stillwater. As Eckerly tried a reverse layup. Wild shot into the hands of Elizabeth Holder. Kicks out Thompson. Another three for Amy Thompson. And that'll hush things up here at South Campus.
And Addie Post may not have the size out there, but she may play with the biggest heart out there. She gets another assist here. But how many times have we seen her drive into the paint and try to score over these bigger defenders?
She's been trying.
It's not working, but she's not giving up yet.
I think it'll go down eventually. She thought about a three, decides to cut, go in. Oh my gosh, the bench was about ready to go nuts if that worked out. Instead, Scalia almost banked in a three. Then we have a foul. It's going to be a push on Stillwater. I think the foul will go against Alexis Carlin.
And I'll be honest, I can't believe Stillwater's coach hasn't taken a timeout yet.
Josh, I was actually funny enough about to bring that up. I completely agree. White Bear Lake starting to battle back into this. They're starting to find some answers on the offensive side.
Let's see. I think it's been a 15-3 run right now.
I think you're right, Josh.
Yeah, it's back to being somewhat exciting here.
Yeah, it turned into a game.
And that's the game of basketball. Plenty of game left. White Bear Lake, they're not just going to drop on their knees and give up. They're going to give some type of fight. And it starts here on this possession. Ava Post to Addie Bachmeyer. Post thought about it, a three. They're a lot more grateful to have shots from downtown drop. Lauren Eckerly drives, double teamed, blocked As it rolls out of bounds, Scalia gets her paw on it. White Bear Lake retained possession, trying to cut this lead to 10 or even single digits, even better. Lauren Eckerly found some space, tried to float her, got her own rebound, goes up for it. Holder tried to get the block. Instead, she's going to be whistled. I don't know if that's number 2 or number 3 on her.
They are saying it wasn't on her.
They're going to call it on Lydia Knutson.
I don't think that's right.
It looked a lot like it was going to be on Holder. Ponies thankful the whistle is not on Holder. It'll be the second on Knutson, however. And Ponies, they started the game without a foul for the first 6.5, 7-ish minutes. And now they lead in fouls. They have 6 team fouls. So White Bear Lake going to the line the rest of the half. White Bear Lake still 2 fouls to give as the pass deflected by Adebisi. It's a turnover. Eckerly driving down. The layup won't go, but there's going to be a whistle. Another foul on Stillwater.
I wish we had replay because tell me that didn't look like a volleyball block.
Oh, it absolutely did. You were 100% right, Josh. I think Adebisi right there, she did the double hand spike down that you see in volleyball right up against the net. That was pretty impressive. I don't feel like you see that often on a pass either.
Eckerly's first free throw goes down.
It's kind of like she was the leading blocker for the varsity volleyball team this year for White Bear.
Yeah, I mean, she went off.
I feel like that's a good transitional skill there to be able to block like that in volleyball. That definitely will help you in basketball and defense with that getting 2 hands up, going straight up and swatting down rather than hitting the other player and taking a foul.
It's what multi-sport athletes can do. They can bring different aspects of their game into a different sport. Help out as we have another turnover on Stillwater. The lead, guys, look at this lead. We are in a single-digit basketball game. What were we talking about? It was like a 17, 19-point lead at one point.
It's a 3-touchdown game.
18-point. Yeah, that's right. 21.
And for a little bit there, we didn't say it, but Ramirez checked in for the Bears for 10 seconds as she checked back out.
Eckerly thought about the jump shot. It would have been heavily contested. Wise to pull up. Now Eckerly, a dribble, a shot. It won't fall. It was a good look. But Holder, rebound, finds a lane, drives. There's a hard foul to the basket. And that is going to be a block on Bachmeyer. And the only explanation I could have for that is if she had a foot in the restricted area.
That looked like a charge to me.
It looked like a charge to me, unless, because you guys know, I think, if you have any foot part.
On the line, right?
Yeah, or in, or whatnot. It just has to be 1 foot. That would be the only explanation, because other than that, like, I agree with you guys, that looked like a charge, as Holder once again goes perfect from the line.
And that is one thing that I think the Bears should watch early. Most of her points came from that dribble drive off to the side and driving towards the paint.
Hughes, great cut to the basket. Great dribble, great layup. Nevaeh Hughes. Only thing she didn't do was get the ball, but other than that, what a great play from her. As we have another whistle quickly, this one against the Bears as well. So that was their last foul to give with 2.5 to go here in the first half. Score 31-23, brought to you by the Pods Complete Car Care and Accessories scoreboard, as we have another block for White Bear Lake. The intensity is picked up for White Bear Lake, both offensively and defensively. And it is exciting to watch, but a great feed. Buck Halton down low to Carlin.
And I will say, I think if you're a Holder, and I think if you're the Stillwater coaches, still, maybe take a timeout, or if you're a Holder, just calm down your players out there, because they're hoisting random threes and some shots that they were not taken in that first part of the half.
Eckerly over to Holden, gets the bucket to go, and that could have potentially been an and one. There was a bump from post to Holder, no whistle. And just like that, it's a 12-point lead for Stillwater, and White Bear Lake turns the ball over again. And this is where post, you could tell he wants to call a timeout, but with time being so low, you only have 3 left to go. Can't really slow play down. And Stillwater starting to regain some dominance here at the end of half number 1.
Yeah, White Bear Lake starting to make some of those mistakes that they made in the first 5 minutes as we see a steal here.
Cami Bachmeyer jump stop.
Oh, that one hurt.
And Barber missed the layup poorly.
Oh, that was a beautiful dish.
That was a great feed.
I think there was a panic right there. She could have easily planted her feet, taken a second, and then taken that layup, but instead she kind of panicked, saw the 2 defenders, and overshot the layup, and now Stillwater has a chance to extend their lead.
Like you said, I think that just had a part that Holder even just turned around and made eye contact with her.
Yeah, I mean, that one Heidi Barber is going to want back. Sophomore. Yeah, his first free throw was good. Second one doesn't go. Well, that was a crucial mistake from Barber to try to cut back into this lead. Cami Bachmeyer with some good moves. Instead decided to pass it on out. She'll retrieve the ball back up top the key. Great feed down low. Barber again can't get her layup to go. And instead, Stillwater, if they want to, even though there's just over 40 seconds, they could hold for one final shot.
That's what they're doing, I think.
And this is why we always go back to, I am so glad a shot clock is coming. Their coach is telling them that not to go until he gives them the go-ahead to make the play happen. So they're just going to hold, which I hate. Absolutely cannot stand.
And Coach Post, he's telling his team to relax. He's going to tell them, settle down and wait.
See, not only does this slow down the game, but think about the momentum on both sides and the fun we were having, and it just killed it.
And that is the play Stillwater wanted. Cami Bachmeyer heaves up a 3, leaves it short. And we will go to the half with Stillwater reclaiming a 15-point lead, 38-23 at the half. It was a blowout to start. White Bear Lake made things interesting as Coach Post, he could have gotten in trouble for that, knocked down a chair. Clearly frustrated as he heads back in the locker room first for the Bears.
And you know what? You got to look at it 2 ways. I was surprised that the Bears even got over 10 points how they started. I am surprised that they closed it to under 10 points there for a little bit. But that's also not the way you want to finish the half. The way that their momentum just completely turned off there, and then some of the switches turned off, and their defense just kind of disappeared that last minute 38.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most frustrating things for a coach when you can't finish a half or a quarter in another sport. Final 2.5. Things were looking good for White Bear Lake until the 2.5-minute mark, and then it all falls to pieces. We will be back. Set a timer for roughly 9 minutes. 8.5, maybe 9 minutes, roughly around there. We will return. 15-point lead for Stillwater, 38-23. Stay tuned for the second half here on the home of White Bear Nation.
I'm Will Anderson. Graduated from White Bear Lake High School in 1991. Played hockey for the Bears for 3 years. I was lucky enough to go to the state tournament my sophomore and junior year. My thing at American Family is I believe that customer service is a lost art form. You can buy insurance from a number of different people and a number of different ways out there. If you're buying insurance online and you don't have a representative, I'd love to be that person. One of the things that makes us a little bit different is we always insure people the way we would want to be insured. So I start out with a very robust insurance package. I believe that your home is your number one asset. So you want to make sure that's very well protected. Most people would rather pay a little bit more to have great coverage, and that's what we do. We give people the options for great protection. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, but you can call us, text us at 612-361-7283. That's my cell phone, 612-361-7283, or willandersonagency.com.
Welcome back inside South Campus here, getting ready for second half action between the Ponies and the Bears. As second half will start any time, but we will have some quick thoughts both from Josh and Gabe.
Well, first, I think if you're Stillwater, you just got to slow the game down. You're in no rush anymore. You got a 15-point game here. Just keep feeding it inside. Let your star players do the work, and then if you're White Bear, just keep chipping away. Get some of those threes, get some of those twos. Keep driving. Open it up a little bit out there.
And for me, I mean, I'm just going to keep going on what you said, Josh. I think Stillwater as well, use their size. They got a lot of size and a lot of speed on their team. White Bear Lake doesn't have quite as much. Got to take advantage of that. Use the size, use the speed. And if you're White Bear Lake, got to find the counter, quick passes, and playing tight defense.
Hughes couldn't hit on the opening shot, and the Bears eventually turn it over. Stillwater racing the other way, led by Scalia. And now Carlin pulls up. Couldn't hit the three. Bears get the rebound. Addie Bachmeyer leading the charge over to O'Brien, who had a solid first half for the Bears. Draws a whistle. And a blocking charge against someone. There we go. That'll be number 2 on Alexis Carlin. Her second. Team's first. Lauren Eckerly driving down low. Takes a jump step and banks it home. Great look for Lauren Eckerly. Ponies come the other way. Shot up. Little too under the backboard was Lydia Knutson. Addie Bachmeyer back to Eckerly. Overholder, couldn't get it. Rebound. Multiple shots attempt from White Bear Lake. Scramble now as the ball is loose. And now a jump ball. Also quick to call as Hughes had a look. She couldn't get it. Rebound at BC. She couldn't get it. Back out to Eckerly. Loses the ball to where we are now. Jump ball, Stillwater possession.
But something that wanted to happen really in that first part of the first half is how many rebounds did they get off that?
I think 2.
Like
Two or three.
That's not something that was happening in that first half.
Well, there is a bank for Amber Scalia. Gets her floater to go off the backboard. Addie Bachmeyer gets around, had a good look. She drove to the basket, had beaten everybody off the glass, and I'm starting to wonder if the presence of Holder is disrupting their shots, making them want to go higher off the glass or what. Well, that is another missed layup. Is Holder's 3 too strong? Rebound out to Nevaeh Hughes, who calmly dribbles up, decides to work on Holder. Good move, and converts.
And there's a 6-footer on a 6-footer right there.
Nevaeh Hughes decided to give Holder a piece of her art. Holder's been doing that all night on Hughes, and this time Hughes answers that, and Adebisi with the job on Scalia, the block, and Addie Bachmeyer kicks back out. It's Adebisi from the free throw line.
What a sequence.
And the bench is ecstatic. Lead cut down to 11. The Bears, the way they're celebrating, it's like it's a one-possession ball game. That's the most exciting part.
That's the energy you got to have right now. They're down by 11 points. Keep that energy and physical defense right there. That's a foul, but out of BC.
And she's just standing there like, I didn't even touch her.
Out of BC, though, letting Stillwater know she's not going to get pushed around.
Yeah, she just waves it off, doesn't get to her. However, that is her second. Not necessarily in foul trouble unless she quickly gets a third. That is White Bear Lake's first team foul as Knutson couldn't convert her first.
Well, I know like it is a foul against White Bear, but I wonder if that gets in Knutson's head a little bit. If she tries going down low again, she sees Adebisi there. You know, although you get a free throw, that doesn't feel good getting hit that hard to the ground.
You know, and that's something about basketball. If you're going to follow someone, follow them.
Lauren Eckerly coming off the screen, had an open three. She hits it, and we're back to single digits. 41 to 14:40 to go. Second half action here on the Horn, brought to you by the Ponds Complete Car Care and Accessories Scoreboard. Shout out also to Will Anderson and American Family Insurance. There was an ad during halftime. He has also been a big help financially for the Horn as well. The Bears looking to cut the lead down even more. Missed shot from Hughes. Adebisi going down for the rebound. Couldn't handle it.
And that's her third.
And she gets whistled for a foul, and that is now a problem Post will have to think about. 3 fouls with over 14 to go. She is now in foul trouble. Holder looking for a driving lane. Bears do a good job of blocking anything for her. Carlin now with it. Spinning on Hughes. Kicks out to Thompson.
Great switch.
That's not a matchup you like right here if you're White Bear. They've got O'Brien on Holder. I don't think you like that. Nope, got the numbers mixed up.
We've got an elbow, and it's not going to be an offensive whistle.
That's her fourth.
Adebisi, I think, is just, yes, 3 quick fouls on her, and Post is going to have to take her out now. That is huge for White Bear Lake, as I would presume she is going to be sitting for a long time. 13:49 still to go.
The Post is not happy about that. I don't like that call personally either.
That's a big call as Carlin over the defenders, uses her height, and the lead back to double digits. But as Addie Backmeyer wanted to go side to side.
Post is still talking to the refs over there about that last call. And I would be too if I was a coach.
Yeah, that's a tough loss for White Bear without Adebisi. She's a big physical player inside, and that's a great defender to have out there. And, you know, when you lose someone like that against a bigger team, that can really have a big impact, not just defensively, but offensively battling for rebounds.
Adebisi, not the biggest of bodies, 5'11", not small either.
But one thing you have to put into account there is her wingspan is probably the largest on White Bear's team.
Eckerly looking to drill another 3. She's been the sharpshooter tonight for White Bear Lake. Left it short, but as she went for the rebound, it was tipped out of bounds by the Ponies. And
timeout by the Ponies.
That'll
That's
be
their first.
Yeah, that's Stillwater's first timeout of the game. They decide to save all 5 for this half, and they will talk things over here briefly as the Bears closing in on attempting to get things back to within 9 or 8.
And that is one little thing that pre-game I was talking to Zach about, is that Lauren actually during shoot-around hit 24 straight threes between corner and the top, and that's not something you see every day. So she's kind of feeling it, I think, from 3.
Yeah, I would just keep feeding her the ball right now. You know, White Bear Lake trying to make this single digits again, down by 11. If she can hit 2 or 3 threes, and you know you only give up a bucket or 2, if you're White Bear defensively, boy, then you're right back in this game, and Stillwater then has to start worrying a little bit more.
Yep.
What's crazy to think is at one point, Stillwater had a 19-point lead, and now White Bear Lake has cut that to 11.
21-point lead.
21-point lead.
Hughes draws all kinds of attention. Kicked it back out. Weird bounces, but Cammie Backmeyer's 3 goes down.
Only an 8-point game now. White Bear Lake, they're knocking on the door.
Great steal from Addie Post. Calmly goes for the layup, and Coach Post, you can't be more proud. How about the freshman guard, the younger sister, To Ava Post, she stepped up. She's made good plays.
And Ava Post is dancing over there on the sidelines right now.
43-37, the closest this game has ever been. 6-point lead for the Ponies. Doesn't feel like a whole lot anymore.
And like Gabe said, that's your 2 threes right there.
Well, a 3 and a 2.
For lead.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys just say a 3 and a 2 to tie?
No, we said they cut the lead. I said they needed 2 or 3 buckets in a row to get right back in this game, and now they are after 2 or 3 buckets.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to make up for my White Bear math.
I was just going to say, Zach, just don't talk because I don't want you to be on K-Fan for that reason again.
Barber pulls up mid-range. She struggled with shots, but not now. Not in the big moment. She keeps this a 6-point game.
I think that's 3 or 4 straight shots for White Bear that have gone in. And a few shots now. If they can keep that up and play some solid defense here, they could find themselves in the lead here in a minute or two.
Knutson stripped away by Bachmeyer. Eckerly out to Addie Post, who converts. 4-point lead. 41-45. Stillwater. The energy is felt here at South Campus. I'm feeling it. I don't know about you guys as Hughes fouls Holder, who got down low and threw up a shot.
And that's her third.
I think you're right, Josh. I think that was the third, but even for White Bear, if Holder only makes one of these, I have a feeling she'll make both, but nope, never mind.
Commentator's curse. Great job, Gabe. Perfect time.
If she makes this one here, they're still a 3 and a 2 away from tying this game up as we see Adebisi come back in the game. And like you said, Josh, she may not be the tallest, but with that wingspan, she can do a lot of great things.
Holder able to hit her second free throw. And the Bears, 5-point game, 2 possessions.
Now the only problem right now for the Bears is that right now your 2 stars in this second half, or one of your stars, and then Adebisi also, who's been amazing this game, are both in major foul trouble.
Bears putting their hearts out as the offensive boards were coming, and now a whistle for Barber. She'll head to the line for 2.
When was the last, have we seen this game, a stretch like that where White Bear Lake got that many offensive rebounds in a row? I think there was 3 right there. We've maybe only seen that 1 or 2 other times so far, but man.
And I think that
really
just comes with, Gabe, is Adebisi is channeling her inner Jared Vanderbilt out there. She is chasing every single ball that touches that rim.
She just got taken out.
Well, she's in foul trouble, but.
Yeah, Adebisi, a short stint taken out. Bears within 3. How exciting is this as we inch closer to the 10-minute mark here on the Horn?
And for the Bears, because you don't have that size advantage, you're just going to need to channel your inner Patrick Beverly and your Jared Vanderbilt right now. Rebounds and defense the rest of the game.
Layup inside goes down for Alexis Carlin. Post back out to Eckerly.
One thing that I'm noticing from Stillwater's defense in the first half, when they would switch, they would immediately double team. They're not doing that anymore.
How about the stutter step from Barber? And if you want to put Josh terms, that was like an Oz Reed move.
Yes, it was. Exactly, Zach.
And we are in a 2-point game. Shot, though, from Thompson. Goes down. Amy Thompson answers. Says, no, White Bear Lake.
I'm
not
Steph
so
Curry.
fast. We're still going to try to keep this lead as much as possible, 51-46. Stillwater still with the lead. Eckerly trying to draw some defenders up in the air. Addie Post, she gets whistled. She'll head to the line for 3. The initial shot way off, but does not matter. She has a chance to make up for it at the line.
And I'm curious to see how long Post keeps Addie in this game because she is tired out there because she has been working.
Number 1, put a check mark next to it. It goes down.
4-point game.
Two for two. They look really beautiful. That is the third, by the way, on number 12, Amy Thompson for the Stillwater Ponies.
We are in a one-possession game, Zach. Can you believe that we are in a one-possession game?
Addie Post not able to hit all 3 offensive board, though, to Barber, and as O'Brien went down low, it's taken away. Good play from Carlin. Ball tipped. Trying to save it was Scalia, not able to do so. Bears coming the other way. A chance to tie her to cut it within 1. O'Brien for the tie. Left it short. And off for courageous attempt to go save it.
Yep.
Too far out of the reach.
Yeah, O'Brien, I mean, she's a freshman, a little bit of an inexperience right there. That was not her shot. But it shows the energy that White Bear has to this point. Everyone on the floor is willing to shoot right now and try to make this a tie game right now. You do like to see that as a coach. You like to see that passion.
You can hear her brother to the right of me cheering her on.
Captain of the varsity boys hockey team, Nicky O'Brien. Awesome to see him here supporting his sister.
Shot rims around for Thompson. Won't go down. Ball back out to Holder. Too strong on the 3. Now Addie Post. She's driving. Fakes going back. Tried the layup. Just doesn't go down for her. She has it. But that just, again, won't go down. Holder again from 3. Or excuse me, that was Knutson, but she's blocked from behind by Bachmeyer. Stripped. Turnover. Holy moly.
And the gym just erupted on that block. They know what that means and who they just blocked out there.
Stillwater, their looks just look absolutely confused. Where was their lead, or where is their lead is the right question. As, man, we have a ball game. We're under 8 minutes, 7:45 to go here in half number 2. As a layup attempt from Bachmeyer, they're going to say was stripped out of the hands and will go off. Stillwater fans don't like it. White Bear Lake, the student section we have here, applauding.
And Zach, those big 6-footers that Stillwater has down low, Knutson and Holden, they look tired right now. They are gassed right now, and White Bear Lake looks like they could just keep going.
And I mean, that is one thing, is that she only rested for 2 minutes in that first half.
And I don't think she's come off the floor yet this second half.
I don't think they can take her off the floor right now.
O'Brien working on Buck Halton, who was checked back in for the Ponies. Holder able to disrupt play from Stillwater. Swats it out of bounds by Eckerly.
And tell me, Zach, I know, Gabe, you aren't here for the Stillwater boys game, but tell me this doesn't give you the same vibes and energy. It's just one of those rivalry games.
It's one of those rivalry games, and while girls varsity might maybe not be as popular as boys, parents here, the student section here, they're bringing as much noise as any other night. It's amazing to hear as working down low is Carlin. Wild shot off the mark.
And I think wild shot is an understatement there. That was just flat out terrible.
Addie Post working on Thompson this time. The layup and the drive goes down. 1-point game.
Well, Zach, you know me. I'm a little bit more of a defensive-minded person. I really like strong defense. White Bear Lake has played as tough of defense as possible as you could this second half since about the 9-minute mark. Before that, it seemed like each team was just trading buckets. White Bear Lake's defense, I don't know that they've given up a point in the that includes free throws in the last few minutes. As we see Stillwater go to the line here, I think this is Knutson.
It is actually Amber Scalia, my friend. Good try, though. Good try. Knutson's 23.
Too many 20s on the court.
Yeah, more or less.
Miss.
As Scalia hits both free throws, crucial for her. Brings the lead back to 3. Bears looking to get it back to one or tie. Eckerly wants the tie. In and out it goes. Rebound to Buck Halton. Scalia pushing. She was looking for Carlin to cut down. Instead, she'll go all the way herself and convert.
And that's a good timeout right there from post. That's a perfect timeout.
That is a great timeout indeed. 6:08 to go. Back-to-back point trips coming for Stillwater. And Coach Post, before anything gets out of control, wants to keep this as close as possible. That'll be his third timeout of the game. Stillwater, they've only used one. They've got 4 left.
Yep.
Right now, I think what Coach Post is saying is offense, stay aggressive, but take our shots. The last few times we've seen White Bear, they kind of panic and take contested threes. You don't need to hit a 3 right now. If you keep battling hard and getting those layups, you will get back in this game. And defensively, I'm sure he's saying, stay tough. Do not give them anything inside. Stillwater's not been shooting 3s very well. Just don't give up anything inside.
Looks like Abby's going to check back in here. And a big thing also in basketball, very big understatement in my opinion, but is your bench. And right now, White Bear's bench is buzzing. And I don't think I've seen a Stillwater player move or cheer on their teammates right now.
I think you're right, Josh.
Ponies, they have that all business going. The Bears, on the other hand, it's a vibe. They're having fun out there. Bears, by the way, just to let you know, even though Stillwater's 14-3, one of those 3 losses did come from the Bears. Last time these two met at Stillwater High School, the Bears took down the Ponies. It was around 13-ish, I believe. And they are looking to get a season sweep of the Ponies here tonight, and they have climbed all the way back to potentially do so.
Big block there.
But yeah, block. Nevaeh Hughes gets blocked. Thompson and Holder both double teaming her as Adebisi will swat it out of bounds, disrupt play. So blessing Adebisi back into the game. She has 4 fouls, something to keep in mind for White Bear Lake. Inbound, great play to Holder. Hughes tried to get the block, instead gets arm, draws the whistle. And that might be number 4 on Nevaeh Hughes. It is. And that is now really problematic for White Bear Lake as their 2 biggest bodies.
One thing, Zach, that I just checked, Stillwater right now is ranked 6th in the state right now. So White Bear Lake, the fact that they have contended this strongly to this point is really impressive.
Girls basketball team has always been super impressive. Jeremy Post, coach of the Bears, he's known what he's doing. He's been to the tournament. He knows how to get there. As Hughes went up with the shot, it did look like something was hit. I mean, I was confused at how that ball even had that much pace off the backboard. And
She's a beast.
I don't know if that's beast material thrown on. I don't know. Nonetheless, 2 free throws for Nevaeh Hughes. First one off the mark, a little to the right, off the right part of the rim. Lead back to 7 for the Ponies. It's slowly gaining. Second free throw goes down for Hughes as a small student section for Stillwater tried to make noise.
I think someone needs to tell the clock operator. Never mind.
Well, Scalia looking down low, deflected by O'Brien. She moves up the court, pulls up, back to Eckerly, drives along the baseline, kicks out to Eddie Backmeyer, swings it, and what a comeback from Elizabeth Holder. Sending that one all the way back. It would have slammed into the bleachers. Abby O'Brien had the shot, and out of nowhere, Holder quickly closed the gap, uses her wingspan, and sends it the other way.
I don't mean to change the subject, but that ball was swatted right at Coach Bartlett on the bench, and he didn't move. That was he's still in the same crouch position. I just found that very funny.
Coach Bartlett will take a ball for the team, I guess. Doesn't faze him at all as Barber 3 goes down.
And that's how you answer a big play from a star player from the other team right there.
Heidi Barber, second 3. Working on Elizabeth Holder, down to Carlin. Back out to Thompson, working along Addie Bachmeyer. Now Scalia throws up a floater, won't go down. Bears can get it back to within 1 or tie here on this trip. Lauren Eckerly, oh, she thought about the 3, a little smile. Does a smart decision and decide against it. This time drive, she'll get a shot off. Floater goes down. We're back to within 1. White Bear Lake and Stillwater, a classic rivalry. 4 minutes to go. Regulation, South Campus. Shot crucial from number 21, Amber Scalia. And we have a blown whistle for,
Not really sure.
I think something was on the court. I think one of the side referees threw something off to the side. And you see something, I think there's some debris or something on the court that they are.
It was something about a player, though, because he pointed at right there for Stillwater, number 12.
She could have slipped or something. Something that is obviously not supposed to be out there could cause potential danger to the athlete.
And, you know, going back to coaching, about Post using his timeouts when he's supposed to, and it just helped his team get back into this. I think the 3 of us can agree that has helped. But Stillwater's coach is still sitting on 4 during this long run.
Eckerly, her 3 way off the mark, but inside was Nevaeh Hughes. She'll head to the line for another pair of free throws. That is going to be the 7th team foul on Stillwater. White Bear Lake at 6, so we are shooting free throws the rest of the way, boys.
And I think maybe we're going to have a new player check in for Stillwater. Maybe.
Nope, that was the player, Josh, that she got sent off earlier due to the debris. She's just coming back on the court now.
No, I'm talking about getting ready.
Oh, gotcha.
Maybe. Maybe not. I got excited there.
I will say, though, Josh, you mentioned how Nevaeh Hughes she is a beast in the paint. She has been this second half. She has been dominant offensively and defensively in the paint so far.
So that'll be foul number 4 on Lydia Knudsen. She is now in foul trouble as Holder wasn't looking for the pass. Nevaeh Hughes takes it away and lays it in. White Bear Lake is sticking around. I don't know what it is with getting back to within 1. Now the main concern trying to get past a 1-point deficit, trying to tie things up or take the lead. Great play along the baseline from Holder.
And that's just an all-star player taking over right now. 3 minutes left. That's who Stillwater wants the ball to go to.
Holder and the Ponies hanging on for dear life, but not with that play. Addie Post throws it away. Scalia driving, working on Eckerly, gets the layup to go. And just like that, Stillwater puts it back to within 5. That's been the story now as of late. When White Bear Lake's got back to within 1, it's back to 5. Bears now will try to get it back to 1 again.
And Holder right now for Stillwater, she looks exhausted on defense.
She's been on the court. I don't think she's been subbed off at all. Maybe she was in the first half. In the second half, I don't think she has been subbed off at all.
Not the second half, but I got to say, even though as a White Bear fan, that is a tough call on Stillwater right there.
Yeah, that was a tough call.
Especially in this game environment.
The other thing I'll say about Holder is when she made that last bucket underneath the hoop, she did not have that same kind of speed and drive that she had the rest of the game. It was a great finish.
Oh, she is gassed out there right now.
She is very
going
tired.
back to, Post hasn't used all his bench. You never use all your bench. But I don't think I've seen one of those girls on that Stillwater bench take off their red jerseys yet.
Heidi Barber off the miss from Bachmeyer, and the free throw, another turnover. It's a 2-on-1. It's Hughes and Barber together. Hughes driving on Holder, and Holder was in the restricted area. She was set.
That's her 5th, I believe.
No, that is only number 2 on Holder. She has been clean all game.
I think she's got lucky.
There was one foul I remember that more than likely should have been on her. There has been some missed calls both ways and some iffy calls, but not too much of it. Refs for the most part have been decent.
Fair.
That's the biggest thing with calls for the officials. So there's always going to be missed calls, but as long as they're even.
And that's an all-star player again, just making a play.
That is killer. Elizabeth Holder.
That's her first 3 of the game. She finally hit one.
Right in the closing moments of this one, Bears almost turn it over. Bachmeyer able to regather. Bears, though, they need to get working. 6-point game, 1.5 to go. Layup attempt. It was tough for Nevaeh Hughes. It wasn't able to go.
And it is realistically now really only about a 2-possession game.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears, they need stops here. They don't have time to mess around. And Stillwater, what they could do is just pass it around. And that's what they're doing. They're not going to shoot unless they've got a good shot. And we might have to start playing the foul game here. 1 minute to go now.
And the Pods complete car care and accessory scoreboard.
Thank you, Gabe.
Got to mention our sponsors. Yeah, Josh, this is where, like you've talked about earlier, where that shot clock would be so helpful, but.
Ball is out. It's out of bounds. It's going to stay Stillwater ball, 43.3. The problem with this now, though, is a lot of time ran off of that clock.
And that is a surprise. They just took off Abby when they want defense. That is something I am surprised about a little bit.
I wonder if they are going to start playing that foul game, and this is an offensive lineup that they got out. Eckerly, Hughes, Addie Bachmeyer, Addie Post, and Cammie Bachmeyer, the 5 out there. And no turnover off the inbound for White Bear Lake, so Lauren Eckerly will quickly foul.
And now O'Brien's coming back in.
Abby O'Brien quickly out. Lydia Knutson to the line.
I'm surprised, Josh, we're not seeing Adebisi come back in with her length for rebounding. If there was an opportunity that they needed to get a rebound, she'd be your best bet.
First free throw on the 1-and-1 goes down for Knutson. Ponies all but just trying to ice this one. Second one doesn't fall. Addie Bachmeyer the rebound. Addie Post kind of jogging. They need to get going. 35 seconds.
Sorry, folks, we're having issues with clock now.
Banks it in is Abby O'Brien. And yeah, so the clock, at least for now. There we go.
Yeah, sorry about that. A little bit of technical difficulties here in the final 28.3 seconds now, as we see a timeout taken by White Bear, trying to think of a quick way to get back into this game. Down by 4.
Banked 3. But as Gabe just said, 4-point deficit. 28.3 seconds to work with. Bears, all they can do at this point is try to get a quick turnover or foul and just pray Stillwater can't hit from the line. However, the Ponies don't know the exact number, but it's been stellar from the line. They have not, I don't think, have had an empty trip. I think they have hit at least one empty trip.
Yep.
One empty trip. Otherwise, at least one free throw, and they've had a bunch of trips. Perfect from the line.
And we're going to see the full-on full court press. We're going to see all 5 players for White Bear up court. You got to watch, though, if Stillwater tried something going long. So we see Holder looking like a receiver cutting down the court.
Scalia doing a nice job getting away from it, but Addie Post draws a foul. She got the turnover with 21.5 seconds to go. Or was that Abby O'Brien? I don't know who got the steal.
I think that was Addie Post, I think. Oh, no. She's always running around. I can never tell if it's her or not.
And a timeout by Stillwater now. They have a few.
Oh, holy moly.
What a crazy sequence here. If White Bear can hit both of these free throws, they would be, actually, if they just hit one, it's a one-score game.
And speaking of that one-score game, two-score right now, maybe a one-score game, hopefully, shortly. But I just want to remind everyone and anyone who wasn't here earlier that around that halfway mark of the first half, it was a 21-point game with only 2 points on the board for White Bear. 2 points. And now they're within 4 right now.
Yeah, the score was 23-2 at the halfway point of the first half. And if you would have told me that White Bear would be within 4 points in the final 20 seconds, I would have called you crazy.
Yep, I just hope all you guys out there, hopefully none of you guys turn this game off, because this is a game.
And appreciate how great of a game we are getting to see right now. Stillwater ranked 6th in state. White Bear Lake, this would be a huge finish if they can manage to pull this back and even force overtime.
Yeah, I mean, you could talk about saying you beat the number 6 team in state twice this season, and maybe they'll see them down the line again in sections.
Got to make this free throw.
First free throw didn't go down, and the second one doesn't either, but it's back out.
Rebound.
Quick shot's got to come up. It's Abby O'Brien. The presence of Holder distracts it. Bears get the shot back quickly out to Addie Post. They got to put something up. Heidi Barber, no looks. Abby O'Brien.
They got to shoot the ball. They don't have time.
And it's a turnover, and White Bear Lake, no good looks. A buzzer beater, maybe. It won't go for Lauren Eckerly.
You know, it's always sad when they lose, but I don't even care right now. That was such a good game. There's parents on both sides standing up right now, giving high fives and standing ovations right now. That was a game.
Yeah, that was a classic. That was fun to watch. Entertaining for both sides. Stillwater, they probably won't be as more happy with themselves giving up the lead. They were able to hang on, though, and win by 4, 68-64. White Bear Lake had a chance. Problem was they couldn't get over that 1-point heap throughout that fourth, or not quarter, I guess we don't have quarters, but that second part of the second half.
And, you know, it's kind of sad with COVID and all. You don't really get to see the teams kind of mesh together at the end there. But even though Stillwater White Bear always seems to be a high school girls rivalry in basketball, since I can remember, though, most of the girls play with each other on their summer leagues. They share teams together. So they're always close together. They always know. That's why it's so much fun. It's always so exciting. It's kind of sad not to see that ending, meshing them all to come together at the end, COVID here.
Well, there's always a level of respect. It's at every sport. You know, during the game, you're harsh competitors. You want to win so bad, you'll do anything. But at the end, you have a lot of respect for that other team, no matter what the final score is. And we saw that tonight. I mean, White Bear Lake, it looked like at the start of this game that Stillwater was going to run them out of their own gym, and then out of White Bear, it looked like at the start they were just going to destroy them. And White Bear Lake showed nothing but toughness, battled back, fought hard. And then, you know, from going down by 21 at one point to only losing by 4, there's not the start you wanted for White Bear. Coach Post is going to have a lot to talk about, but boy, I'm guessing he is very proud of his team right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't have the start that they did, you could be talking about White Bear Lake maybe coming out with the win. They just couldn't get the lead back whatsoever, or ever. I guess they never did have that lead to begin with. But they closed it out fairly well. A great second half. I mean, you couldn't draw it up much better except ending it with a W instead of this loss here tonight. But nonetheless, a hard-fought victory for White Bear Lake.
Loss. Hard-fought loss.
Sorry.
Hard-fought loss, yes. I am sorry. But 13-7 now go the Bears. Stillwater advances to 15-3. It'll be interesting to see down the road if these two teams end up battling each other in sections, maybe even the section final. you could see this matchup being there. It'll be interesting, though. Roseville also, they've had an outstanding season as well, if they will be in that final. But it's going to be great section down the road as the season winds down here on Winter Sports. So any final thoughts from either of you guys, Josh or Gabe? We will start with Josh.
Well, first, I want to give a thank you to Gabe. This is his first basketball game of the year, and he brought the energy tonight like he normally does. But I think that's a rivalry game, and it led up to everything that it was supposed to. I think the Bears are going to look back on this and kind of kick themselves for that slow start, but the fact that they didn't have the size, they had every mismatch pretty much available. Even our biggest player was down by 3 inches, I believe, on their player. But it's just the fact that they battled back. They've got it to a 4-point game with the ball possession at the end, too. Just couldn't get a shot off. It's just they worked their butts off, and they came back.
Yeah, you're totally right, Josh. And then, what I kind of want to hit on was from the Stillwater side. What these teams need to work on. White Bear Lake, I mean, if that first 9 minutes, I think at this point now cost them the game, only scoring 2 points in the first 9 for success. But for Stillwater, I mean, there were times in this game where they started to get down, and their star player, Holdridge, she just took over the game, hitting 2 or 3 shots in a row, playing tight defense. But if you're Stillwater as a team, you got to kind of clean that up. You shouldn't be relying on just one player to get you right back in the game. White Bear Lake, they did it as a team. I mean, everyone was contributing. Stillwater, more of kind of that individual when they started to get down. But, Stillwater comes out with the victory. They're ranked number 6 in state, and, this game is just going to help them move up that rankings, and they're probably a team to contend with for the state championship this year in White Bear Lake, that they could compete with them. Nothing but good things for them going forward.
Yep, I mean, and that's just Stillwater. They're just always in that. They're not always like we're going to win it, but they're always going to be in that conversation to be in that playoffs.
Well, that'll be it for us. Next girls basketball game here at South Campus is on the 15th against Roseville. That game will not be on the Horn. That'll be SEC TV. Check your local listings for that. Our next Horn girls basketball game will be on the 18th at 7 p.m. against Woodbury. And then we finish girls basketball against Irondale on the 25th. Well, thanks for tuning in here tonight at South Campus. I'm joined along Josh Dorr, Gabe Bartlett. I'm Zach Chapman saying so long here on the home of White Bear Nation. And we will see you next time on the Horn.